Hey y'all, welcome back to the Texas Wedding Podcast. Today we have Gracie Byrd Jones on the podcast. Gracie's not only one of the most talented photographers I know, she's also one of the kindest people I've ever met. I thoroughly enjoyed this podcast. She gets into really vulnerable stories of adoption and how her family is forever changed by it. We talk through some previous weddings we've had, laugh about old memories. Gracie even shares that when she was in college, she interned for a guy whose work she liked named John Dolan before she knew actually what a legend John Dolan was. Thanks for tuning in to the Texas Wedding Podcast.
I say if you don't like this music, you don't be listening to it. You know I'm just a dude that you know, or something similar. If you don't keep it real, then you go somewhere but here, cause you know we're only losing control just for a minute.
Sorry if my cat popped in.
Oh, it didn't, but I wish it had.
She was right next to the computer. Okay, sorry, I had to dig.
Do you want to pick her up? Do you want to introduce your cat?
Oh, maybe I will. I did just put her outside, actually.
Okay.
I actually love her so much, but because we're actually not cat people, but I love her. But
How long
she's
have you
an
had her
indoor-outdoor
for?
cat. Like 6 years.
Okay, we're in the same boat, except we've only had it for like 9 months. It's mostly an outdoor cat and comes inside sometimes.
Oh,
What's
what's her name?
Her name's Sylvie.
Cute.
It seems like it's working great because I don't hear myself echoing at all.
Yay! And I can wear them both. If that,
Okay,
if that's
whatever
neat.
you want to do.
Okay,
It doesn't make any difference for the sound
that's true.
quality.
It doesn't make a difference for you, only me. I'll wear both.
It's just the vibe. Whatever you want.
Old school.
Old school.
Honestly, that is me. My goodness.
It's also like old school is cool right now, though.
It
so
is. Yes.
It's old school and Gen Z.
I know. They're
You're
bringing it
nailing
back.
Do you identify with any Gen Z characteristics?
List off a few.
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Like one is Gen Z will just FaceTime each other out of the blue, like not a text beforehand or a phone call, just like.
I relate to that.
Do you?
I do.
Like one day I'll just get a FaceTime from you and you'll be like, hi, just saying hi.
Well, it would be only if I had my son. Now that FaceTiming
I would be so
is a thing.
excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we FaceTime random people because he likes FaceTime. That actually makes so much sense. That's so funny.
That's sweet.
But yeah, pre-Augie, no, I didn't really do that.
Yeah.
Unless it was like a birthday or something.
Is Augie his full legal name?
His name is August James Amon. So we call him Augie. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How old is he?
He's 20 months, or he's 20 months in a week. Yeah.
Has it changed everything having him?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I mean, I pined after motherhood for a really long time. So when it finally came, I'm not saying that it makes the harder days easier, but I do feel like we just waited for so long for it.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I still feel like Christmas morning when I wake up in the morning when I hear him. I mean, yeah, of course, there are days where we're tired and it's hard, and especially in the newborn phase when you're just a zombie. But oh my gosh, it's changed everything. And I love motherhood so much.
Oh my gosh. I love to hear that.
Yeah. I want more.
What's surprised you the most?
Good question. I think the feeling of kind of like, who am I after having a baby?
Yeah.
And I mean, we adopted him from birth. So he is adopted. We did open adoption. So we are in relationship with his birth mom. And that, of course, is a little different. But I think just how your whole identity kind of like, you kind of have this identity crisis, which I'd always heard moms talk about. But it really was something I experienced, where when they come into your life and you have this whole new role of like keeping this little human alive and then also wanting to help them flourish, it's like, whoa, all these other things kind of pale in comparison to that, you know?
Yeah.
They're all wonderful things, but it's just like you really do orbit around that baby and you love it. I love it. So I had to kind of figure that out in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So,
feel like it goes in waves, like sometimes right at the beginning, but sometimes it's like, oh, as they're older, like each new stage, I feel like
hmm
my wife especially, but both of us kind of wrestle with that. Like,
hmm
what's our role and what do things look like now? And who am I? And how have I changed? Like, I've been so focused on a tiny human. Like, how have
hmm
I changed? Who am I now? It's like
That's such a
when they
good point.
start daycare, when they start school, when they start
hmm
speaking, like, I don't know, each stage, I feel like that same question comes up. So I relate to that, even though my youngest is 5 now.
I feel like as they get older, you might have less of an identity shift of who am I because they need you less. Is this true? Because I'm even noticing in Augie becoming almost 2 and him needing me less. It's like I have to, he can play on his own a little bit more. Or he can just do things without me. And
Yeah.
so I have felt a little bit less of that like constant orbit around him and like just my brain has this like part that's always aware of him. Like I'm feeling that a little bit less these days. So I don't know.
Which, yeah, each one's totally different.
Yeah.
Each stage is different. The one thing I will say, which I mentioned to any parent whose kids are younger than mine, is like kids change so fast and they grow up so quickly. Like it feels like each 2 months we're at a new stage. And every single stage of life with my boys, I've enjoyed more than the previous stage. And so there's like sad
Mm.
parts looking back, like thinking of my boys at 20 months, but it's
hmm
like at the same time, I wouldn't trade it. Like I wouldn't trade it. Each stage has been better than the last one.
I love hearing that, Kevin.
You'll love it. You'll love
It's
it.
the
You said
best.
you want more. How many would
Yeah.
you have? Ideally,
Oh
you get to
gosh.
pick right now. How many do you
Oh
end up
man.
with?
As many as God wants to give us. I feel like not more than 3, but
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know.
I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if in your brain you were like 12,
5, yeah. No, I don't think
17.
so. I know my best friend has 5 children and has a 4-month-old and she's already talking about the next baby. And I'm like, no.
I
So
can't. How do I?
that is not my brain, but yeah, I mean, I'm
We have
definitely,
friends in the same boat and we are
yeah,
not in we are
yeah.
not in that boat.
You're like, that's how I know that I am not that type of person. But I think, I can't wait for him to have a sibling because I'm like, he needs a little friend. 2 or 3.
I
Yeah.
get that. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doing this.
I'm so
I've
happy to
been
be here. I'm so honored you asked me.
Oh my gosh, you're crazy. I'm so honored you said yes.
Oh
Thanks
my
for being here.
gosh.
Do you want to introduce
Yes.
yourself?
Yes, sure. I'm Gracie. I am a wedding photographer. I'm based in Austin. Kevin and I have worked some weddings together, some great weddings.
Oh yeah, some of the best.
Yeah, I'm based in Austin. I shoot in Houston and Dallas and then travel occasionally as well.
How long have you been doing this for?
Gosh, it's been over a decade now, which is crazy to say, and I feel
Come
old.
on.
I started shooting
Specifically
weddings when
doing
I was
weddings?
yeah. I mean, I feel like with photography, I've always kind of kept it niche to weddings for the most part, but
Yeah.
I shot my first wedding my junior year of college. So
Okay.
that was a while. That was like 2011. And then
Incredible.
I was shooting, I was studying photography at the time. So that
Okay.
was my world, that was my degree. And then after I graduated from an art school that I attended, I did photography that was not wedding related for like 2 years. And so I took a break from weddings and then
Yeah.
I dove back in after that 2 years.
With a vengeance.
Not yet. I got my vengeance and
Okay.
my like, I'm doing this. I'm all in. Like I'm putting all my money and effort into this was
Yeah.
2018. Yeah.
Okay.
So
What was the
I've
shift there?
definitely had
What
like a
happened in
journey with it.
2018? Yeah.
I was working another part-time job that was so boring and soul sucking. I mean, it was just like project management for a nonprofit. I was like working from home.
Yeah.
There was no creative element to it. I felt like I wasn't
Yeah.
developing into anything else. Like there was not really anywhere I could go with it.
Mhm.
And that's when I just sort of was reminded of how much I love weddings.
Yeah.
However, I'd only shot weddings prior to 2018 digitally. Like I hadn't shot film.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
film changed everything for me because I had this light bulb moment and I was like, wow, my entire junior and senior year of college, I pretty much only shot film, medium format and large format, just
Okay.
for the projects that I was doing for school. And I loved it so much. And so I was like, why am I not? I just felt fearful to dive back into weddings because I knew that I wasn't going to love it with digital.
Yeah.
But I was like, why don't I
Yeah.
shoot film alongside digital with my weddings? And so because I didn't honestly even know that that was really a thing, but I remember listening to Jose Villa that year when I was doing a lot of research around like fine art wedding photography and shooting film on wedding days, and of course, listen to him and the way he described it, shooting film, I was like, "This is what I need to do." And so that's when
Yeah.
I decided I would, like, go all in with weddings, but only if I shot film because I knew for my joy and for my creativity, like, I had to do that, and so I literally bought my medium format camera, I mean, with my
Yes.
credit card, didn't have my husband
Yes.
was like I told him my whole spiel, and I was like, "Look, I believe I can eventually make this a a job that gives us good income, but, like, in
Yeah.
order for me to do that, I've gotta buy this camera, and I know it's
Oh my
crazy
gosh.
expensive," and he understood. And so I bought, like, a $6,000 camera on my credit card
On a
and
credit card.
paid it off over time. But, yeah, that was when I, like
Not
that was
Dave
my
Ramsey approved.
not at all. No, which is yeah. I liked the
Well,
risk
way to bet on
involved. I
yourself.
was gonna
Yeah.
say, it was really good motivation for me to be like, "Okay, I've gotta deliver on this," you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And like I pitched Drew and he believes in me. Like
Oh, yeah.
this is gonna happen.
Yep.
Like this has to happen.
And then in 2019, I quit that other job because things were
Okay.
happening. Things were moving. I
Yeah.
was booking weddings. So then I was like, I got to be released of that other job and go all in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Incredible. Do you remember when we first met?
I'm trying to think. Oh gosh. Hold on. Give me 1 second. We first met at, was it the styled shoot? Okay.
It was shooting with Lauren Field.
Yes, that's
That
right.
styled shoot, which I feel like, I mean,
I
it
don't
was
know
like
why. I feel like I
I think
knew
I've
you
done 2
before
styled
that.
shoots ever. I think we'd connected, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, I resonate so much with your work. I'm sure we connected on social and stuff
Hmm.
like that. But I remember being so nervous about meeting you that first time.
Oh
And
my
then within
gosh.
5 seconds, because it started out with a pretty big, like, drone shot, if you
We
remember
did.
that.
We did.
And so we had like 20 minutes of like just us like huddled with our drones just chatting, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, Gracie's incredible." It
Oh
like
my
fell away
gosh.
so quickly, but I was so nervous going into that to be shooting with you.
Wow.
I
That concept
promise.
is foreign to me because I'm like, I'm I'm just so honored really to work with anyone, but I do remember
Oh
that. I
my
remember
gosh.
the pressure that day was high. Like,
Yeah.
it was like we were on a timeline. That drone
It
shot
was
was the first thing. Yeah, it
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 was
was
not a chill
we
shoot. It
couldn't
was a
really,
high
yeah,
pressure
play
shoot for
around.
sure.
So fun. That was a really fun creative day.
That was so crazy. I was talking to Kathleen Holloway about you.
Mhm.
And we landed on this fact because we were having a hard time like nailing down you and your work and your personality. And there's something like your work is so cool. Like it's so, so cool. And you'd almost expect someone that does such incredibly cool work to not be as kind as you are. And so it like
Wow.
catches you off guard, like the balance you carry in both of those things.
That is incredibly generous of y'all to say. My goodness. Thank
We
you.
mean it. Mean 100% of it. So tell me about life. I mean, I want to hear more about photography. We could talk about it all day. You and I
We
are such
could.
nerds for
I know.
wedding photo and video.
Yes,
But
we
tell me about
could.
life. Like, what is going on in life that gets you excited right now
Mm,
outside of the wedding industry?
outside of the wedding industry. Okay. Well, I definitely would say motherhood, which I've already touched on. That's a
Yeah.
huge highlight of life right now. I really love this time of year. I just feel like we're all
Yeah.
forced to be slow. And my husband and I like to do little projects like January, February, like even though we can't really plant anything because we have a yard, we like
Yeah.
to garden and stuff. But
Fun.
I don't know. We just do, we try new recipes. We love cooking. We try and get away and have like some reflective time on the past year with
Fun.
which or with having Augie. We have we're only doing that for like one night, but we are doing that actually in a few weeks. I don't
Oh,
know if you've
fun.
heard a place called Milk and Honey Ranch outside of
I
Houston.
have, and I
Gosh,
don't
I
know
love
why,
that
but I
spot.
have.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have not
I need to
stayed
look
there,
into
but
it
I've
more.
actually photographed engagements there before. It's a great spot. So just for some quiet, I
I was
mean,
gonna
you're
say
in the
just like
middle
a
of nowhere.
retreat, just like
Yeah,
a
very retreat vibe.
natural,
So,
peaceful.
and there's tons of
Okay.
animals. If you are an animal lover,
Fun.
or like if your kids are animal lovers,
I was gonna say, is it just the two of you getting out of town, or is it all three of y'all going out
it's
there?
just the two of us. This is an
Fun.
important fact.
Good.
You've
It's a big
gotta
difference.
get away from your kid, I think. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. So reflection, slowness. I mean, I'm a grandma at heart. I'm an old soul. I have a goal to read 5 books in the next like 6 to 8 months, which I'm sure for most readers
Fun.
is like, oh my gosh, that's, so little. But I think with work and motherhood, it's like you feel like you have such little time to do anything else.
Yeah.
And I think that I
That
can
sounds like a big
make
goal
the
to
time.
me.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
can make the time if I really want it. So I'm like, I'm trying to make my evenings a time to be off my computer,
Cool.
stop editing, because I do try and do a lot of editing at night, which is something I don't want to do anymore, and read and yeah.
Yeah.
So slow time.
It's hard. It's like, well, it's got to be done.
I know. It's gotta
Augie
be
takes up
done.
a lot of hours in a day, a
I
lot
was
of
gonna say,
attention. It's got to be
yes.
done.
Yeah, when you have those hours when they're asleep or away, you just cherish it as far as productivity goes because you're like, I can finally, get these things done. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to not work at night,
Gosh,
for my
I
own
feel that.
sanity.
As I mean, you mentioned it earlier, like as he's getting older, there are parts of your brain that aren't always on him.
Mhm,
I feel like that's really important. Like as he gets older and different capacity in your life like begins to pop back up, just
mhm.
making the most of it in the season. I don't know
Yes.
anybody in the wedding industry who's had kids who hasn't had a similar experience of like having to work the late nights. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I remember for
Yes.
maybe a year putting down the kids, having like 30 minutes with Sarah before we kind of wind down, and then I'd like head off to the office for an hour or two to like
Mhm,
get the things done that have to.
mhm. Yeah.
Totally relatable. Totally hear the goal too.
And I would say that was the first year of his life was me doing that, like, last year. And again, now that he's getting a little bit
Yeah.
older and less dependent, yeah, I'm noticing that I can do a little bit more with him around. So that
Yeah.
means I do a little bit less at night,
Good.
which is good.
Good.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Have you always been
So
passionate about adoption, or was this something that came up?
I always had this like pull toward, oh, I love that idea of maybe adopting. One
Yeah.
day I see why adoption's important. Like I realized, wow, this is beautiful. And maybe I do think maybe I'd want to adopt. But we did go through a really hard season of infertility. And I'm totally open about that because I just think people need to be talking about it.
Yeah.
And so we were given that final news that we had had infertility after several years of trying to grow a family. And so adoption at the time felt like the plan B, because we were like, okay, well, what are we left with to have a child? And through a series of events and divine intervention, we realized that adoption was what we wanted to do. But like now that I'm, almost 2 years into having our son, I'm like, no, it was always plan A. So it's just crazy
Yeah.
how that at the time it felt heavy and there was like a lot of grief that led up to the decision of adoption because I think we probably imagined our family adopting for a second or a third baby, but not the
Yeah.
first. And so it's just crazy how now I'm like, no, this was always written. Like we were always supposed to have Augie. So that is what's so cool about it is just
Insane.
because there's so many like unknowns about it. But then
Yeah.
once you're walking it and like on the other side, you just it feels so right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is
My
a
gosh, you
big,
mentioned high highs
big
and low
part.
lows.
Yeah.
What comes to mind when you think of like high high?
The high highs have been just feeling so much love for our son. And although he isn't our biological child, it's
Yeah.
like the love is so intense, and I have no fear, doubt, question in my mind that, like, we were meant for each other, and I think before adopting, I had a lot of fear that, like, we wouldn't connect like mother and child, we wouldn't,
Yeah.
like maybe he would want his birth mom, and yes, down the road, we're probably gonna have to have conversations, and, like, we're very committed to letting him see her and, know about where the family that he's come from. But I think I just had a lot of fear, like pre-adopting,
Yeah.
of just our connection and like how maternal it would feel, even though, or because of the fact that he wasn't biological. And
Yeah.
that just went out the window, like the moment
Oh
that
my
we
gosh.
had him. And I mean, his birth mom is so courageous and kind. And she was, I would say, the highest of highs would be when we witness his birth. We were able to be right there in the
Oh,
room, and
wow.
she let me hold him first, and my husband cut his umbilical cord. I mean, we were literally right there, and
Oh,
talk about
wow.
sacrifice. So
Talk about a hero.
she is our hero. Honestly, we actually say that a lot. So she was very, very generous to have let us in on that moment, and I always say it's, like, the most sacred moment of my life, you know?
Oh
And
my
it was
gosh.
definitely weighty, like, it wasn't just, like, butterflies, like, there was a lot weighty because we loved her, and we
Yeah.
honestly were sad for their connection to be not what it was intended to be, and there was just a lot, but it was the highest of high. So, lowest of low would be we actually had went through a failed adoption before Augie came into our lives. So that was really
Yeah.
hard just because of the bonding, and we had been in the hospital for 2 days with this baby, and we named the baby and given him, we'd slept with him that night both nights and bathed him and fed him and all the things, but it was just
Oh,
it was a really different situation than Augie. So that was so devastating walking through that because it just all of a sudden it was like the table turned so quickly. But like 3 months after that, and after we grieved that loss, we got the call for Augie. So yeah,
wow.
I know that was a lot, but
Wow. Gracie,
yeah.
I'm blown away. Thank you
Oh
so
my
much for
gosh.
sharing.
Yes, I'm
I
such
mean,
an
I love
open book with this
hearing,
stuff.
I
It's
can
so cool
tell.
to
And
just
it's,
hear people's stories, and
oh, it's
I've
incredible.
benefited a lot from other people being really open, and so I always want to do that for other people, you know?
Yeah. 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 And I don't get to hear people speak so openly and so passionately about it very often. So thank you.
Mhm.
I mean, seriously, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
If people are listening and have like thoughts or questions, are you up for them reaching out to you like about
Absolutely.
this? Okay.
Yes.
Just sliding into the DMs.
Yeah, do it. DMs, email, contact form
Okay.
on my website.
Where you fill out like click on a fake wedding day just to be
Yeah.
like, hey, sorry for
Yeah. If it says
I'm not really
babies,
getting
I'm
married.
gonna, like, respond right away.
Oh my gosh. Gracie, you're incredible. Thank you.
Yes.
Should we talk about weddings?
Absolutely.
You mentioned two things specifically that I wanted to get your thoughts on, like the phrase less is more for booking. I've heard you say
Mhm.
that. What do you mean by that?
I have learned that when I am shooting less weddings on my calendar year, when I look at the year
Yeah.
and see how many I have, when it's less, I just feel so confident in the deliverables that I'm giving because I'm just able to really curate my galleries in the way that I want my clients to experience. And I just have felt like that needs to be a pillar in my business moving forward. Like,
Cool.
I just want to feel like literally every single image, I'm like, yes, I want them to see this and I want them to experience what's in this photo. And of course, there are photos that it's like they're not all gonna be zingers in the gallery,
Yeah.
but just the story. Like, when they sit down, when they get the email and then they sit down and they sit down with their partner and they open champagne or whatever, I always trying to encourage them to make it really special. But just
Yeah.
like that journey of walking through all the photos from start to finish, that they really feel like the story being told and they can just revisit all those emotions. So I do think my ability to give them that is, like, stronger when I have less weddings on my docket.
Yeah,
And honestly, I just feel like, yeah, the standard of what I give is higher. And like, I feel really passionate about giving just my absolute best to them. No, no, like mediocre, like best. I want them
I
to
love
be
that.
wowed and floored. Yeah.
I love
I want
that.
their
Why do
parents to
you
be wowed and floored.
good, everybody.
Hmm.
Why do you think it is that you can give them the best version when there's less weddings on the docket?
Just because of the limitations that I have when there's more on my calendar of how many weddings I'm shooting in a year and what's
Yeah,
required of me. I mean, we're all human, right? We can't, it's like we have limitations. And so my performance or my ability to like give those deliverables in the way that I want to is just my ability. I guess it's just stronger and better when there's just less. It's like less weddings. So I can really focus one by one, on each
yeah,
one's for the time that it deserves.
yeah.
And I mean, this is all relative, right? Because a lot of there's like wedding photographers, some can shoot 20 plus weddings a year and feel like they're giving their best.
Feel on cloud
Some,
nine. Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say, and obviously with age too, like I'm 35, so my energy is like not what it was when I was 20.
Oh
So I
my
think we
gosh.
all have different levels of like what is the max of like my performance, and feeling like I can
100%.
still give my best. So I think I'm just learning that.
Incredible. I agree. I've had the thought, yeah, the numbers are different for everybody,
Hmm.
but I've had the thought, I feel like I do the best on a wedding day and I do the best when I'm editing, when like I'm at my best, which
Hmm.
seems like it should be, it's an obvious thing, but it's almost like instead of doing wedding stuff and then being at my best because I've been like so busy with wedding stuff, so like drowned in wedding stuff, it's almost the
Hmm.
opposite of I get so much of my energy and my vision and my creativity for weddings and the way I film them and the way I edit them and the way I capture the moments
Hmm.
by just like living those moments in my life that, yeah, if I'm missing out on family time and missing out on friends and, time with my partner and missing out on these things because I'm so busy with weddings, then I don't have the fuel
Yeah.
to be my best self for those weddings.
Hmm. Yes. Totally resonate with that. Yeah.
What about the phrase, the value of a team? What do
Yes.
you mean by that?
Yes. Uh, so I feel like the team piece, like for me, I usually have one shooter with me, but I did go through a phase where I had more. But I do feel like I'm moving in the direction where I'd like to have more than one
Yeah.
because when I have a strong team, I am able to move throughout the wedding day slower and really see the moments that I want to capture because I know they're there. I know the moments that I want to
Yeah.
capture are there, but it's just paying attention and seeing them. And I just think as the lead photographer, so much is dependent on you. Um, and so sometimes I'm juggling kind of like guiding the bride through the day of like with in regards to photography, making sure that everything is captured. um, and I think I would benefit from having a larger team. So I don't know. I've actually been here listening to some other photographers on this too. And if you want to create really artful moments, like I think that the lead photographer needs to maybe have more people they're relying on to get those other shots so that you can be the artist that you want to be for them? So it's
Yeah.
not
To take
rocket
like,
science. Like, if anything, I feel like photographers could be listening to this and be like, duh, I already have multiple people on my team. But just for me, I'm quite minimal with like my
yeah.
gear and just the ways I go about things. And so I've always just kind of felt like one other shooter, maybe a third, if necessary, is enough. But yeah, I'm just really leaning into the idea of having more people on my team, even if it's just an assistant or film loader, just so that I can slow down a little bit and try to avoid feeling frazzled so that I can just pay
Yeah.
attention to those moments I want to capture.
I've had this thought, honestly. This is Such an honest question. There have been times where it feels like I have too many shooters, and
Yes.
almost like having, not just on my team, but especially when you're talking about a large wedding with multiple teams, when there's photo and video and maybe a content creator or two there. Like at
Yes.
some point, there starts to be lots of bodies and
It's
lots
too
of
much.
cameras, and it feels like it can take away from the moment. How do you
Oh my
balance
gosh,
those?
I have felt that a good amount.
Yeah.
Even last year in the whole, like, I'm, just bringing along one person. I did shoot a wedding out of state and I had two shooters with me, and I really felt that day. Um, and so what's hard about that is that you really don't know what it's like. You have to feel it out, because every
Yeah.
bride is different. It's like some brides are just like, "Oh my gosh, there's 7 people in my room while I'm getting ready. That's great." And then
This is
some
everything. Yeah.
yeah, some are like they want you to be you're more of a fly on the wall because you feel like that makes them feel comfortable. And so I do feel very aware of that. And I actually feel like this past year of shooting more than ever, I was really aware of like reading the room, and I just feel like that is so important, like the presence of the photographer and how everyone feels around you. And there are moments
Yeah.
to maybe really be a fly on the wall with shooting, and how important it is to kind of like measure the emotional like needs of the client, or the couple. I think you just tell your team, "Hey, you can leave the room right now if you feel like it's too much," which I have done. Like I have had a third shooter and I've said, "Hey, we don't need you in this room, but you can go direct them to do something else."
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is too much. Or even during a first dance, if it's a really intimate space and you feel like you've got it covered, I've actually told my second shooter, like, "You don't need it.
We're good.
Go to the back of the room and find reactions of people."
Yeah.
So yes, you just have to manage them, give them
I almost feel
direction.
like you need a code or like a
Yeah.
safe word.
Yeah, because
Like
it's
if
not
you
like I could be
say,
like, "Hey, did
hey, leave,
Yeah.
get out of this room. All
Maybe
of a
you just,
sudden,
like,
it's like,
touch your nose or something?"
yeah. It's like a nose swipe, like, Johnny, like,
Yeah,
get out of here.
exactly.
Otherwise, there's not like, oh man, Gracie's really pissed about something. She just like yelled at her third shooter to leave the room.
I've also been so aware of flash too. Like, if
Yeah.
I've got a lot of direct flash happening in the evenings, and then my second and then I'm feeling like it's too much, I've also been like, "Hey, you can
Hey, we got,
back up." Yeah.
let's go natural. It's so rare that I'm aware of Flash. I mean, I
Mhm.
never use Flash, but it's like there has to be so much Flash happening for me to be distracted at all by it. But I'm hyper aware of like the distraction that comes from video lights or steady lights for photo or
Interesting.
video or content. My
Yeah.
mind is just gets stuck on those things of
Mm,
where is it coming from? Who's affected by it? Is it in
mhm.
people's eyes in the background? What's it doing to the situation? How long is it going to be
Yeah.
on for? I feel like I massively overanalyze that and will always be jealous of photographers for having flash. Like, oh, they get to use so much light because it's just there and it's gone on the
That is so
flash.
funny because I literally feel everything you just said, but about y'all with your video lights.
I,
Like, I think everything you just listed, I've thought with flash, and then I've also admired and been like, "Man, videographers, they have these lovely video lights, they can just pop up, and they're warm, and everyone likes feeling that kind of warm light on them," you
no,
know?
I feel like it's a nightmare. I'm like, ugh, everyone's so annoyed that this video lights
Uh,
up. Like, I'm ruining the vibe. I'm very sensitive about my lights.
yes, no, I get it. I totally get it. Anytime a videographer pops a video light up, I love it. I don't know if that's,
Yeah.
like, against I don't even know what the etiquette is, but that's how I
Yeah.
feel about it.
Do you mean that literally? There's
Yes.
never been a videographer put up a video light where you're like,
Okay.
not the right time.
Definitely, I've had moments where the videographer, it's not a great idea, or just, "Why are you putting that up?" But in recent years, it's been mostly like, "Oh, this is great. Cake cutting with a
Okay.
video light? Love it."
Game changer. We could see everything. You mentioned early years. Let's go back there. Is
Mhm.
there any like mistakes you made, things you did early in your career that you like still think about? 10 years later, you still like remember this moment, this mistake, this thing, and still think about it.
I have one story that's very sad, and I will share it because I said I'm an open
No.
book. It's only happened once, and it was very hard. So I was living in Savannah, Georgia, where I went to college, and
Okay.
I was shooting weddings. I This was during my senior year of college, so it wasn't really shooting film. It was mostly digital. I was shooting
Okay.
film
Yeah.
for college work. And
Yeah.
so the sweet couple, friend of a friend situation, I shot their wedding. So again, this is, I don't have a website up. It's like I'm shooting for friends.
Yeah.
I charged them, but it wasn't a lot of money at all.
Yeah.
They had a very sweet little wedding in Savannah, photographed their wedding. And then, like 3 weeks later, I was burglarized. Okay. And that day, I
No.
had been editing. And so my hard drive was plugged into my computer. And this person came in and
No.
took it all. Okay. They took my hard drive, my computer, my cameras. And again, I'm a senior in college.
In
So
college.
in college and Savannah, I lived in this lovely home and we, locked the doors. We did everything right, but we just never knew we'd
Yeah.
have to worry about being burglarized.
Oh my gosh.
And so the photos were all taken and I had not backed them up in the cloud. I mean, I don't even know if there was a cloud.
Was that a
There
thing?
was
Yeah.
not a cloud. But I'm like, there was definitely options to back up on another. Even I think back then it was like, you should back up on a second hard drive and then buy a
And
safe.
then hide it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was
The
like what you
fireproof
did.
safe
That's what
was
I
like the
remember.
thing.
Yeah. And so I had not got to that stage yet. I mean, this is probably the third or fourth wedding that I'd ever
You're like
shot.
studying for your finals at this
Yes,
point.
exactly. So telling this couple, like, I remember the feeling of nerves that I had right now. Like, I can literally feel it coming back to my body. It's just because the empathy, like, I'm an empath, like, very, very
Yeah.
much. I just couldn't bear the idea of them, first of all, losing all their wedding photos. And second of all, if they were upset, or like mad. So, anyways, I called them. I told them what happened and they were really gracious on the phone and like they were definitely sad. And then they were like, hey, we have an idea. What if all of our friends and family send you photos they took on their phone and then you can just give us those? And I was like, wow,
Like,
yes.
I will do
Like,
literally anything.
I cannot believe that this is like, oh, we have an idea. I don't know. So that was incredible. And that's what they did.
Wow.
And then I ended up making them an album. And I mean, they had a lot of photos from friends and family. So
Yeah.
I made them this sweet little book and I
Oh my
put all
gosh.
these cell phone photos. And it's just like so sad. But yeah, they were very, very gracious. And so that was hard.
Oh my gosh. Hard
Very
things
embarrassing.
are never fun, but so clearly, like, you did everything you could
Yes.
for them on the back end.
I think I
My gosh.
definitely gave them money back too. I can't remember
And
the
I
details of that,
guarantee
but
I wouldn't be surprised for you doing that.
yeah.
But I guarantee they look at that album and those pictures and still just absolutely love them.
I still just because my level of perfectionism, that just
Yeah.
breaks my heart that they don't
Oh my gosh.
have them, but I mean, they were like I think they were, had just graduated. We're all
Fresh.
youngins, like, they
Like
were, like,
21-year-old.
21
Yeah.
years old. Oh, so,
My
yeah,
gosh. Did that change anything after that story? Did you get the
it
fireproof
did.
safe and the externals after
I
that?
did, yes. No, it changed. I got the fireproof safe, and then I backed up on a second hard drive until the cloud came into my life, and then do Dropbox now. So,
Here we are now.
yeah,
Yeah.
got my hard drive. I've got a copy at all times.
Oh
Because
my
yeah, I mean, it
gosh.
is the photographer night or videographer. It is the media nightmare for sure. Would
Yeah.
be
Oh yeah.
that somehow those images are not, you can't
Are
find them.
gone.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh
true
yeah.
nightmare.
For real.
And
Who in our
I do
industry has
paranoid
not
things, yeah, like not even using the card for, like I'm not gonna delete photos on the card for a while after this wedding
Yep.
is delivered and we've discussed albums, and I just can't even steer close to that
Backups
happening.
on backups on backups.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So crazy. Okay. That story is a dark, dark day. Let's take it the total opposite direction. Because we've shot weddings together and they've been incredible and such a blast. I want to talk about the shiny side of weddings. I want to talk about what you love most now about shooting weddings. Is there a moment like during the day you're looking forward to? Is there
Mhm.
something about weddings that like just emotionally still just gets you every time?
Yeah, it's a great question. I do and have gotten like emotional seeing certain things on wedding days, seeing the connection between a bride and a parent
Yeah.
or hearing a speech. I mean, I feel like I'm often blown away at rehearsal dinners. I
Yeah.
personally love rehearsal dinners. I always said that it was the second best day of my life, my personal rehearsal dinner, wedding
That's
being
so
my
sweet.
first. I
Yes.
just feel like they're this underrated day that like you don't really realize how incredible they're going to be.
Yeah.
You know that people are going to give speeches, but it's like we think of the word speech and it feels very impersonal. But then when people
Yeah.
get up there and just share stories or like kindness, I mean, yeah. So I love shooting rehearsal dinners for that reason. Like, usually I really try and push for shooting rehearsal dinner because then it also helps me understand the family and like the closest people to the couple and all that.
100%.
I just feel like I love weddings so much. I mean, if anything, I feel like I love them more and more as each year goes by. I think I love the fact that you really don't know what is going to happen. You know the timeline, you've memorized it. Got
Yes.
it. I have got it in my brain, but just the emotional side of it, you don't really know what to expect. And I'm such a adventurous person that I think that does feel like an adventure to me. Of course, there's levels of like, yes, it can be a little nerve-wracking at times, but I really like just showing up and being like, okay, here we go. I like the adrenaline that weddings give me. I like that adrenaline rush. I like moving quickly. I like being fast paced. I always tell my brides, like, hey, I shoot really fast. And then they'll be like, wow, you really do. And I kind of like take pride in
Wow, we're
that
done
because,
already.
yeah, I really don't want to keep them like in front of my camera for too long because I want them to enjoy their wedding.
Yes.
I also
That's
think
one
that you
thing
can,
that I love shooting with you. You do that. You
yeah,
100% do that. You like,
yeah,
let's get the moment, snap, snap, snap. We're good. Keep going.
yeah,
Let your focus be anywhere other than on me. Like, go focus on your people. You do that
yeah.
really well.
And a lot of the time they'll come to me and say that, they'll say, I really want to not spend 45 minutes taking photos after the ceremony. Like, I'd like to experience cocktail hour. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, I would like for you to experience that too. But of course, you have to look at the timeline and make sure there's enough time to get all the family photos and all that, especially if there's not a first look. But I love the adrenaline of a wedding. I love the unknown factor of it. Because I am very emotional and I'm an empath, I like that photographers get to read the room. Like, we get to be in the room of all the important moments of this person's day.
Yeah.
And that is such a privilege. So that's kind of how I see it. And then yeah, we get to document it, which is just so cool because it's like we don't have to be in the center of attention. We just get to be here on the side and like see what's going on. And I really like that aspect of weddings, which is why I try and talk about like documentary style is the style that I really like to bring to weddings, is being that fly on the wall at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Just experiencing those moments. I
Hmm.
had like a brief stint of doing commercial work before I dove in to
Look at
weddings and
you.
live events.
That's
And I
cool.
think it was cool. It was kind of cool. I wouldn't have stuck with it very long. I didn't love it. I thought
Yeah.
I would. Like, I was a business major. I did accounting. Like, I'm very like analytically brained. And so I thought I would love it, but there was what you're describing, like the real moments and the emotion of it all
Hmm.
was just totally missing.
You're
There was
right.
still pressure. There was still like a lot demanded of you. There was still creativity, but there was no emotions in it.
Mhm.
And I get such life from those emotions on a wedding day. I just love
Yes.
the moments.
Yes. Wait, I'm curious. What were you shooting? Or what were you recording? I guess I should say.
It was mostly local stuff, small
Okay.
businesses,
That's
either
cool.
website videos, kind of like not client testimonials, but like interviews with
Mhm.
the people running the business and then getting B-roll and just making like a nice video for the website or doing social stuff. And it was like, especially when I would get like a bigger client where
Mhm.
it's not just like a solopreneur, but a bigger business. And I'd work really hard on it and I'd get everything set and I'd be so proud of the video and I delivered. And it was like as if I delivered like an accounting spreadsheet to them. They're like, oh, okay,
Mm.
great. Thank you. It was like best case scenarios, like this should ROI. Perfect. Thank you. And it was like, oh, okay, great. That's it. See ya.
Oh my
Checks in the
gosh.
mail. It just didn't,
Nothing like a wedding.
nothing like a wedding. No, nothing like a wedding. My gosh.
It reminds me, yeah, just of, I mean, John Dolan, he's incredible, but I heard him speak once and he talks about it. I think he even said like a circus, a wedding being like a circus. Like they're just
Yeah.
all of these parts of the day happening and performances, if you want to call them that, but just like and characters. And there's just I honestly love thinking about weddings that way because it makes you curious. And I just think that's so important to not be robotic when you shoot,
Yeah.
but really be invested and be curious and excited. I think that shows in the work that you give.
Yeah. I love that. He has so many pearls of wisdom. It's
Truly,
crazy. You mentioned Jose
truly,
Villa
truly.
earlier. You mentioned John Dolan. It's crazy,
Hmm.
these like monumental creatives in the industry.
Fathers,
The
shall we call them?
number, these fathers, these fathers in
Truly,
the
though,
industry.
they are
But I'm trying to think of how they would
fathers of
respond to,
weddings.
how would they respond to being called like Father Jose, Father John? I'm forever going to refer to them as that.
I think it's true. They're like they did so much in
It's
such
true. I mean,
different
they did
ways.
so much, but then also after doing it for so long, the like wisdom that comes from that of like, there's just weight to it. Like John comparing it to a circus. It's
Hmm.
like, yeah, I get that on a deeper level at this point. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Jose talking
Yeah,
to you after art school
or
about
not
like
talking to me. I wish.
talking to you. He didn't know he was talking to you, but he was talking
There you
to
go.
you.
Yeah. Just want to make sure people know him and I are. He does not know me, little peasant self. No.
He didn't go to the same school, the art school in Savannah with you. Jose speaking to you indirectly and just like what he said about film and how it resonated and how it's changed your whole life. Like
Yeah.
what he's fostered and created. And then he spoke those words and your life's changed because of it. I just think it's
Hmm.
so cool.
Yeah. It's amazing. You really don't need, it's like if you can hear it from one person that has, like, you can trust, that's
Yeah.
all you need. I feel like you just need that little push.
Yeah.
So
I
both of
love it.
those people have given me that in different ways. John Dolan is actually a big part of my story. I mean, I interned for him in college and I did not know that he was the father of weddings at the
Father
time.
John. Yeah.
Like, I
Father
really did
John.
not. I loved his lifestyle work and his photos of his family in Ireland, and I just didn't know. We didn't have social media. So, yeah, I just didn't know. I looked at his website, I remember, and I didn't see weddings at the time. He was shooting them, I just didn't see them. But
Yeah.
I interned for him, and then later on, when I dove into weddings, I realized, oh my gosh, John Dolan. Like, he is who I interned for, and look at these incredible weddings he shot. And so I have listened to a lot of his podcasts because I love the way he talks about weddings. And although we don't like shoot the same way, I just think his perspective is always very enlightening. And
Yeah.
he's a friend. And yeah, so I've learned a lot from him.
You ready for the transition?
Mhm.
We are going to do the 2 segments now. We're going to start off with the funny. I want to see a video that's just a go-to video that makes you laugh, whether it makes you smile, makes you feel good, makes you laugh. I just want to enjoy something fun with you. And I can't wait to see what you're about to do.
Okay, good. Share screen.
I'm so excited.
Oh.
I'm leaning in.
I
I'm
feel
so
like
excited.
it won't be funny to others, but it makes me cackle.
I can't wait.
Thanks for having us over. Hey, stop it. It's been too long. Thank you for coming. Hey, get down. I'm so glad you're here. We've been busy. Hey, no bugs. We've been busy, sports, school, everything. Stop. No poop. This was so overdue. Hey, pants stay on. So overdue. We rejected the naps, which has been really difficult. Keep your hands to yourself. It's been really hard on the family. You see Carly and Brandon are getting a divorce. Hey, she doesn't want to eat rock. He doesn't want to eat rock. Stop it. They're getting divorced. No, I heard. That's crazy. Hey, we don't need boogers of squirrels. No, that's crazy. This is so pleasant. This is the best. Stop! This is so pleasant. I'll get us some more. Braxton, stop! Thanks, Travis.
All of those things. That's the moment when I scrolled down to click on stop screen share, and I clicked on stop recording instead. I wasn't lying when I said I'm figuring this out as I go. I don't know how you bounce back from that. Talk about a tough transition. This is real life. Thankfully, that was close to the end of the podcast. What if it was at the beginning? There were some little things, but there's one big thing, is that Gracie very sincerely said again that if you're hearing this and you have questions about adoption, about open adoption, about her experience, about anything in that realm, she would love to connect with you, like so sincerely. A DM, something through her website, an email, whatever. She would love to connect with you on it. If you're thinking about it, you should reach out to her, say hello. But that's it. So Gracie, again, thank you so much for coming on. I love hanging out with Gracie, and I think we'll need to have her back sometime. Hope y'all agree. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. As always, I'd love if you'd connect on social. I'm very active on there. Any questions, thoughts, ideas, anything, send them my way. I will absolutely respond to every single one of those. And if you have 5 seconds, leave us a review wherever you're listening to this podcast. It helps a ton. And I hope you're excited for more episodes, for more of this. We're just getting started. Got a lot more ideas and guests and interviews coming up. So thanks again for joining us at the Texas Wedding Podcast.
I say if you don't like this music, you don't be listening to it. I'm just a dude that or something similar. If you don't keep it real, then you go somewhere but here, 'cause we're only losing control just for a minute. Oh.